Hello, my name is Miriya Carson, and I'm working with Bianca Ramirez and Parker Orders. In the image you see here, ethos is represented by the purple highlighted, pathos is represented by the yellow highlighted, and logos is represented by the red highlighted.
For the pathos highlighted sections of the Queen's speech, we highlighted 5 different lines or sentences to go into detail and analyze. The first one states, "I want to thank everyone on the NHS front line, as well as care workers and those carrying out essential roles who selflessly continue their day-to-day duties outside the home in support of us all." In this line, the Queen takes a moment to thank the essential workers who are risking their lives for others, and this helps bring forth a feeling of patriotism and pride that the Queen feels the workers represent. She's very empathetic towards the care workers and the help they're providing to the whole country. In the second line that we highlighted, it states, "Helping to protect the vulnerable and sparing many families the pain already felt by those who have lost loved ones." The Queen is expressing to the public that she knows how many have been lost, and she encourages everyone to follow guidelines to prevent loss from occurring over and over again. Her language gives a feeling of remorse and begging to the public because she doesn't want people to experience any more pain that many have already felt. In the third line, it states, "The United Kingdom has come together to applaud its care and essential workers and will be remembered as an expression of our national spirit, and its symbol will be the rainbows drawn by children." The talk about the drawings and applause that the people in the United Kingdom are giving their care workers helps readers really imagine how amazing and encouraging it must be to see and experience, and the imagery is very real in this line. And when we were watching the video, the images really helped to show just how much support those care workers are being given by the general public. The Queen also talks with a feeling of gratitude and pride towards the people in her country because she knows that they are all helping to support one another against this fight. And the symbol of a rainbow is an easy one to envision, and the Queen clearly wanted to express the importance of something that was really small but yet very powerful. In the fourth highlighted section, it states, "Today, once again, many will feel a painful sense of separation from their loved ones, but now, as then, we know deep down that it is the right thing to do. While we have faced challenges before, this one is different." The language in this section is sad and painful because the Queen is talking about the separation of families and loved ones, and she knows that that pain is very difficult to overcome. She has made a connection up until this point, so it's easy to understand that she's not happy that the people have to be separated, but she knows that it is in the best interest of the people's health for them to do so. She's confident, though, that once everything is over and even leading up to the end of the pandemic, her people will be strong enough to handle the separation and fight to the end to ensure that many lives are not lost in the end. The very last section we highlighted was short, but it had a large impact, we felt, and that stated, "We will succeed, and that success will belong to every one of us." The Queen believes in her people, and this short line shows that. She has trust in them, and she was able to express that there is no doubt in her mind that they can get through this tough time. As she said, her people have done it before, even when she was younger, and she knows they can do it again, and everyone is fighting together in this fight, and she wanted to show that no one is left out when fighting against COVID-19. And she knows that with her encouragement and persuasion, she can trust that her people will do everything that needs to be done to help end the pandemic and save people's lives in the process. These were all examples of the emotions and different phrases that the Queen shared throughout her speech to help really give an emotional connection to the people and show that she is there for them and she wants to support them and she really cares deep down about what happens to her country and the people living in it.
In the first paragraph, we found that one of the things the Queen said, financial difficulties to many, really emphasized the truth of the matter with the pandemic and is acknowledging the fact that there are struggles happening everywhere among all people, not just people of her nation. Acknowledging the specific issue of finances probably made the audience very aware of just how much she sees and cares about. Later in the same paragraph, the statement, Every hour of your hard work brings us closer to a return to more normal times was a reasonable argument about how the work to make the situation better has been beneficial to the people. She's not trying to cover this with fluff, but she says it straight out, almost to encourage others to work just as hard to make an effort to help the situation. However, they can be using a statement that holds the element of truth in times that are so uncertain. Lastly, in the third paragraph, she says, people coming together to help others, be it through delivering food parcels and medicines, checking on neighbors, or converting businesses to help the relief effort. The acknowledgement the Queen gives here is directed toward the people that have been helping those who need it through the many efforts we have seen around the world. This is her way of displaying the gratitude she has for these people, and it strengthens her argument because we know these things are happening around us, therefore providing reassurance and credibility to her words.
For the ethos section, we found several quotes which show a lot of positivity and belief towards the Queen, and which can offer a lot of reassurance towards the people. So for the first quote, we have, "If we remain united and resolute, then we will overcome it. I hope in the years to come, everyone will be able to take pride in how they responded to this challenge." This quote shows the trust she has in her country, and it provides them with reassurance through this difficult time, and it is an example of a success story which is soon to come. She has a very positive tone which inspires people to keep on going and fighting through this difficult period, and due to her positivity, people will be more reassured by her and will see her as more of a credible person because she is confident in them, so they should be confident in themselves as well. For the second quote, it is, "The Britons of this generation were as strong as any, that the attributes of self-discipline, of quiet, good-humored resolve, and of fellow-feeling still characterize this country. The pride in who we are is not part of our past. It defines our present and our future." Her tone in this quote as well is very confident, and it gives people a sense of pride and power in themselves because the Queen is an example of someone who is powerful. If she shows pride in her people, then they will most likely show pride in themselves as well. And it helps people believe that they can overcome and fight through this hard time because this quote gives them confidence. The third line we chose was, "Many people of all faiths and of none are discovering that it presents an opportunity to slow down, pause, and reflect in prayer or meditation. The Queen gives us an example of a solution, and she may be using prayer herself, so this connects her to her people, which many will find her to be more credible because of this, and it allows people to seek reassurance and happiness that times will get better and COVID-19 will resolve. For the fourth line, we found, "Children spoke from here at Windsor to help children who have been evacuated from their homes and sent away for their own safety." This is an example of a success story, and it increases her credibility because she has experienced similar struggles to this one, and it makes people believe that since she has gotten through these rough times before, that she can get through it again and carry her people with her through this hard time. The last line we found was, "Better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again." The tone in this section is very uplifting, and it reassures people quite a lot because of her confidence. It gives people more of a belief that better times are soon to come, and it allows people the understanding that they are not the only ones struggling through this hard time and that everyone is being affected together. and it unifies everyone and gives them more pride in themselves that they are fighting through this together.